kind of weird, even though we're up to episode 20, I still get weird. There's a slight twinge on, like, ooh, about to do some live streaming, sort of like a nervousness, and that is not coming through very clearly. But it says the stream's pretty healthy, so let's check. What's that network connection like? Are you sending data up? Maybe it's... who knows? It's going up, but not much coming down. And I will assume everything's good. And if this one turns out to be not great, then fair enough. Right, I don't have long, I want to finish it. Excuse me. Finish around 10 o'clock, and it is currently 9:15, so we're only going to have a short, probably 45-minute stream. And let's see. So, hello and welcome to episode 20 of Coding a Little Interpreter called NHB in C++. The time is 9:15 on a Sunday. I have no idea what the date is. Let's have a check. Apparently it's the 10th of March, so we're 10 days into March. We've achieved all our goals for March, surprisingly, mostly because one of them didn't take very long, and I expected it to take a week or two of digging in and figuring stuff out. So the last stream we added the logical not operator and the equals operator. We still have quite a lot to add. Whoa, why are we wobbling? Why is my keyboard wobbling? Here we go. Add logical. Okay, that's just turning into a list of things to add. So just saying add logical operation, add logical AND operation, and bitwise operations. I was initially thinking that we should do adding a float 32 type, and I said we'd do that next stream. Kind of realised we needed to solve the number literal problem first. That means that currently we just say a number is an I32 because it's the only number type we support. I'm just zooming in a bit so I can mark down on the C line. Doesn't seem to let you zoom in. Or maybe it did. Let's go back. You can here. Let's do it here. You can't zoom there, which is annoying. It just scrolls up and down. Maybe there's a way. Who knows? So you can do let x int equals 50. But we don't call it int. We call it I32, which will become wrong. But if we were to do let y I64 equal 60, that currently would compile that as an I32, and it might not even die check. But we also want to do z. Then we also want to be able to do. Oops, not Z. We also want to be able to do all those. Now we could do that like that, and that like that, and heck, we could even, we could do something like U64, U32. F32, F64, which would tell us what the number was. Excuse me. I'm just charging the phone there. You know what? That doesn't actually look too bad, does it? So we're designing. The other thing we could do is we can say that at the type checker, when we parse it, we just store it as a string, so we don't worry about it. The type checker figures this out. As it stands, the type checker will do something like equals. It will say, what we could say is mark this as a number, and then here we say, well, you're an integer. I'll put I, there should be. I don't know. So what I'm thinking is, I hadn't really thought about this. I'm thinking, well, that's not too bad. It's redundant, but eventually we're going to make it drop that. But for now it would be like that, which we could default the I32 to 50, so we wouldn't need to do it unless we needed to. Trouble is, if we've got something like I plus 50 times 100, and you might have to end up putting a 64 there. It starts to look a bit messy, so I don't mind it for initialization, say make me a I64, but so what we'd say is, here we would say, hey, you're convertible. So we look here, we go, well, you got an I64 this side, what you got that side. Okay, you got a 50, it's a number. Can we convert a number to an I64? Yes, we can. At this point we can do checks, so we can say, is the number big enough? Right? But we don't know because we only mark that as type, as the 50 type, literal, as a number. What we actually want to be able to do is mark it as a I64, which means that we have to propagate the type of this down to that number. That is our problem, but we don't do that yet. So we need to have a type here, we need to go up to here, then we need to go down to here. What about if we do something like 10 equals 60, 90, sorry. No type annotation, it's just an if. What we say? Well, you've got no choice, you can only default to something. Now we could get clever and go, well, what type does it fit in, and then default to that type. But I'm actually tempted just to say it's an I32. If you get a number back and you hit something like this, you've got to make a decision. Well, I32. If it was like that, we'd go for an F32. Folks, F32 bit's a good number to default to. The answer to that is no. Should be an F64 double. So when in doubt, it will go to an F64. People comparing against numbers, yeah, we obviously need to handle that case as well, like where that's doing the exact side, so we need to propagate the other way. So we'd have the 3 stages, is the LH left-hand side concrete, as in we know the exact type, is the RHS concrete which case we know the exact type and not the chess. And then finally, neither is concrete. Pick a default type. So what I'm thinking here is adding in an extra run over the types. So why do we need to forget? So first of all, we can type check this fine without propagating the types back down to the literals. But when we come to converting to the bytecode, then we need to know specifically whether it's an integer, a float, and the size of the integer we're going to deal with. It doesn't sound very sound to me in terms of type systems, and a type system is a bit crappy. So we will probably, well, I suspect type systems are something I'm going to revisit in the coming months and make it a bit more robust. For now though, I just want to keep progressing, and that's one of the appeals of doing it like this, because I don't have to worry about a type system. No default, bang, you get a default type, otherwise